I'll predict how this game will go. A week after a terrible launch, quote, "We're sorry that Concord failed to live up to expectations. We're working hard to make it right and make Concord into the game we know it can be." 9 months later. Dear Concord community, this is to let you know we've reached a disappointing decision to end all support for the game by the end of the year. The crazy thing is that it didn't even take that long. It was actually the fastest speedrun for like game failure that I've ever seen. It really was undefeated. Yeah, 9 days, man. Like, that's unbelievable. I mean, that's not even an abortion at that point. I think that's still plan B, right? I mean, you don't even need an abortion by that. Like, that's terrible. Oh my god. Yeah, you can still use the pill to get rid of that one. Oh my god. It is just so bad. Even the day before lasted longer. I don't think it did, but maybe it did. I don't remember. But either way, that game was a joke. Do you see the Rev Says Desu video about the Genshin boycott failed? The Genshin boycott was always destined to fail, okay? Like, let's be honest. Do you want to know why the Genshin Impact, boycott was destined to fail? It's actually very simple. It's because everybody that plays that game, the entire culture around that game, is built around self-indulgence. That's literally it. That's all they like to do. That's all they're focused on. They spend all their money on that shit. And guess what happens? Well, they waste it. That's why. So the moment that they have an opportunity to be self-indulgent gacha players, they're going to do it. These people can't even boycott not wasting all of their fucking money. Like, you really think that's going to happen? There's no way. Like, I just don't even understand. Gamba chills? Yeah, sure. Well, let me look at the rest of these too. But yeah, no, it's no surprise that Concord crashed out. And I honestly think that this year and like this past like 24 to 48 hours has been probably the craziest. It's probably been the craziest time for video games to die in such a long time. I'm surprised how quickly. Yeah, I know. To be fair, Genshin Impact has a lot of free-to-play players. Yeah, I mean, that's the way any of those games are. The same people that boycott Twitter and still use it 8 hours a day. Yeah, these are the people that you're so right. These are the people that boycott Twitter by not buying Twitter Blue. Like, you are so fucking right. This is absolutely what happens. Yeah, they're tweeting every single day constantly about how much they hate Twitter, and they don't even realize that they're part of the system. So many games die, yet WoW still hangs on, and you love to see it. Well, WoW is doing fine. I mean, like, the thing is that, like, retail WoW has created an audience of people. I'm not part of this audience, but it's created an audience of people that really enjoy what they deliver every, 5 months or 6 months or so. So I really can't feel bad about that. I don't. And they have their audience of people, and they make their game for those people. I just wish there was something that was for a guy like me, like classic WoW, but without as many bells and whistles that Season of Discovery has. I don't know. New WoW video? Yeah, sure. So Genshin players? Yeah, they're dumb. Racist bigotry won again. What is this here? This is a post. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Does your day feel a little better knowing that a great developer comprised of hardworking folks is likely to be shut down over this? All because you can't whack off to ugly character designs and cry about woke games all the time. Get the memo. This game wasn't for you in the first place. I think the problem was that people did get that memo. Now, a decent shooter with fresh ideas into a boring free-to-play market is going to die. Does that make you happy? You are what's wrong with the industry, and because of you, Sony might see this and think PC isn't worth investing their money into for future games. Hope you're satisfied. Edit. Well, congratulations, the game is shutting down completely. Hope you miserable gamers are happy. Yeah. Yep. It's a good day. That's right. That's right. I'm happy. Uh-huh. Absolutely. I don't even care. Yeah, I don't really care a whole lot, right? But if you had to ask me, like, am I happy about it or not? Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, no, there's no reason to worry about this. Yep, there we go. Average stream-based post. I guess it's still funny, though, right? It is still funny for me to see. How out of touch can devs be? Well, this post was probably made by a dev. So, yeah, probably just a rage baiter farming points. Yeah, but it's still funny to read. So, I don't mind it too much. What game is it? Good developers don't make shit games. That's the reason why they're good developers. Yeah, it's crazy how that works, isn't it? Yeah, who knows? Sony's doing great with Eastern Studios. The only problem is Western's stupid agenda nobody asked for. I think that also Western Studios are creatively bankrupt as well. I think that's the big issue, too. Like, a lot of Western Studios don't have any new ideas, and they keep rehashing old ideas, and that's causing people to lose interest in the products. Whether it's, you know, the 18th version of Star Wars, the 13th version of Spider-Man, or the 15th version of some other fucking bullshit game. I'm sorry, a Batman. It's just that everyone, or Call of Duty, every idea that people have in the West is just so played out that I think audiences are tired of it, man. They're just fucking exhausted. Sony got Santa Monica and Naughty Dog? Yeah, I mean, I guess so, and God of War went pretty well. So there's never anything that's, you know, a guarantee. I think you're right. I bet their good talent is suppressed. Maybe you're right. I don't know. Of course, you always pull the it's the racist fault, but when their woke products fail, what a bunch of hypocrites. Well, the thing is, like, like, literally, if a game is fun to play, people overlook everything else besides that. A game could be made by literal slave laborers. It could come out that a video game that is the same quality of Elden Ring gets released. And there's a news article that comes out and it says, in order to find the inspiration for this game, human sacrifices had to be performed every day for 2 years straight in order for people to understand, or in order for them to commune with the blood gods that would give them the insight into the inner world of this game to make the greatest game possible. And people would be like, wow, it must be really good then. That's great. Wow. It's like an advertisement, you know? Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. We got fucking Lord Moog up there making a game. People don't give a fuck. They don't care about any of this. They don't care one way or another. They don't care if it's made by somebody who's transsexual or somebody who hates transsexuals. If the game is fun to play, they're going to play the game. It's just that simple. Like, the idea that there's anything more to it than that is like such a massive cope. It's unbelievable. Yes, obviously, people you just want a good game. Imagine that. Imagine wanting a good game. I think the problem is companies are not willing to risk making a fresh new game that's innovative. I think that you're right. What I think companies should be doing, this is, if I was a AAA game studio, this is what I would be doing. I would be looking at a lot of indie games, and I would be looking at kind of different types of, proof of concepts, you know, things like Dark and Darker, things like, Stardew Valley, or things like, Core Keeper, or Vampire Survivors. And I would say, what is it about these games that really appeals to people? And how can we make this a AAA experience? Because in my opinion, I think that AAA games, yeah, they probably can't afford to take those risks. But you know who can is smaller developers, and then AAA developers can see that and then capitalize on that success. I think that's what they really should do. Like, if I was a AAA game dev, that's what I would do. Yeah, Death Must Die. Death Must Die is, I think, probably the best, Vampire Survivors-like game. I think it is the best one. I like it the most. Even though I like the vibe for Halls of Torment more, I think Death Must Die is the best game. So at least so far. Hopefully they make more good ones. You want a good game that's problematic because we're not as creative? Yeah, I guess so. I, as a consumer, owe nothing to developers. He deleted it. One thing Concord situation highlights is public understanding of games history is an all-time low. You mourn studios closing one week and rejoice in dancing on the grave of a game shutting down the next week. You see ghosts of political boogeyman in one game and rally the troops for game of the year for others. Well, yeah, exactly. The thing is that you can never expect an audience and like a consumer to you can never expect a consumer to care about anything else other than the value proposition immediately of what they're consuming. The moment that you think that they owe you anything beyond that is the moment that you have diverged from reality. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, why should they? Yeah, why would they care about that? There's so much hate, vile, and vitriol floating around in our hobby, and it genuinely breaks my heart to see. Well, you have to think about, where did it come from? It came from people that are pushing ideas that are unpopular and then, like, giving robots pronouns. Like, people don't want that. Average gamers don't want that. So when an average gamer says, this is weird, I don't like this, and then they're called transphobic, or they're called some sort of bigot, then, I mean, who's really throwing around the hate here? Who's actually doing this? Because I think most people just want to play video games for escapism and not have them be used as a vehicle to listen to some modern messaging. Like, that's the reason why the hate is not coming from gamers. It's a response from other developers, from gamers. Genuinely breaks my heart to see. Everyone's so consumed with being contrarian. It's meta right now. You don't realize how harmful it is to the gaming landscape. Well, I think that absolutely it is. And by the way, I think it's good to shit on games that are, they're being created, like, whether they're like overly monetized, whether they're promoting some like weird agenda, whether they're designed in a bad way with like early access for a game. I think you absolutely should. And the problem, I actually think, is that gamers don't do it enough. Because here's the big issue. It's that gamers, if gamers had complained enough, we wouldn't have microtransactions right now. Because people just wouldn't buy them. But the problem is that so many people accept garbage that everything doesn't change. Everything changes. Right? Or it does. Yeah, we need to speak up. Yes. So if you actually don't accept something, voting with your wallet is the only thing that actually works, man. Toxic positivity. Yeah. We as the gamers control the market. Exactly. The consumer controls the market. The people that make the product simply adapt to that market. That's all there is to it. A generation of gamers conditioned to go on the offensive when disgruntled or launch full-blown assaults if they don't like a game? Absolutely. Absolutely. That is the 100% goal. 100% that is the goal. And the reason why is that these people, it's not the offensive, it's the defensive. They've taken games that we like, they've changed them, and said that we're bad for liking them. Fuck that. No. No, I'm sorry. This is not, oh wow, I'm disgruntled. Too bad. Too bad. Never play nice with somebody who wouldn't play nice to you. Yeah, they're gaslighting us. Never. Don't let it happen. Tweets like this. Well, listen, I like Bucky. He's from Pow World. I like Bucky a lot. But I disagree with this. I do. I disagree. I disagree about everything about it. I think that gamers as a collective and people, and this is consumers as a collective, not just gamers, you know, capital G gamers. I think this is true with people that consume music, movies, media, everything. People don't understand the power of collective bargaining. And I think that the scary thing, there's also a scary element of that too, but if you actually get together with enough people, you can make shit change. You really can. And that's a good thing. They're gaslighting you. It's called manufactured consent. Noam Chomsky. Well, either way, both are wrong. Hero shooters are just difficult market to break into. More fail than succeed. Yeah, but you can clearly look at Concord and see that some of the reasons why it was failing are pretty obvious, right? The post-Wolfly naive take into account the blunders and FUs of the player base has led to sort of this mentality in the first place. It's the same thing as like, body type 1 and body type 2. Like, why is there only 2 body types if it's not male and female? Why is body type 2 always have their chest covered? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because it's male and female, but the names have been changed. And so, yeah, it's insane. What are we talking about here? There should at least be 3 types for each. Yeah, exactly. And so you can't say that people are being disgruntled and being offensive whenever we had a system that worked, that made sense for every normal person, and now it's being changed for a fraction of a percent of people because of an agenda. And now they're the ones that are going on the offensive. No, they're the ones that are reacting. They are reacting to things being changed, and then they are reacting to being called bad and bigots because they don't like the change. That's where the reaction is coming from. Is body type 1 always a male, though? Isn't sexist implying 2 is lesser? Well, hey, if you're not first, you're last, you know? It's changed and aggressive in an obnoxious way. It is. I think people are tired of that. The sheer amount of work that goes into making a game is Herculean, and it's devastating when it doesn't land. Years of time, money, and effort lost in what feels like an instant. We've all lost today. Don't delude yourself into thinking this is a win in any shape or form. Whether you liked or hated Concord, never heard it before. It only gets harder for all of us here. I disagree. I think it's a great thing that the game is dead, and I think it's a great point on a graph that making a game like that is just a boring mode, boring characters, boring gameplay, everything about it is bad. We should celebrate when bad products fail, because a market where bad products succeed in is a market full of bad products. We should always celebrate when bad products fail. Whether it's something, a movie, a game, anything like that. Absolutely. It is a good thing. When I go to a restaurant to eat and the food is no good, I don't want to listen to a lecture from the manager about how hard the cooks work. Exactly. Nobody cares about any of this stuff. The customer only cares about what they're getting. Probably too many game studios. I don't know. It's a great thing. The free market are weeding out poor creativity. You're right about that. I don't know what they expect. The shitty game comes out nobody likes. We should buy it just to support people who worked hard. Yeah, I mean, that's basically the way that people think. But unfortunately, that's not how gaming works anymore. And thank God for that. The Joker reviews are out and they're giving bad reviews. That's because there's no reason to make a Joker 2. Like, the Joker 1 was perfect. Like, it's the same as, like, I don't think they need to make a Bloodborne 2. The Joker 1 ended perfectly. It made sense. It tied up every fucking loose end. There was no reason to make a Joker 2. It was just simply, again, it's a movie studio trying to capitalize on an IP that was successful. So yeah, the story's been told. Yeah, it's over. Like, some bullshit with Harley Quinn. Like, who cares? It's strange to make a bet on peddling the game's woke, and that's why it's dying. They don't want to admit it. It's weird how nobody wants to... I do think that it's weird how nobody in the Concord discourse that's, like, in the industry wants to admit that the character designs and, like, the way they approached, like, the narrative of the game played a big impact on the reason why people didn't like the game. It's like, it's so crazy to me that, like, you can have an Emperor's New Clothes situation where every single person inside of Twitter, YouTube, and every public forum is saying, we hate this. And then you can have every game reviewer and every journalist saying this wasn't the reason. What? So, all of this... So, what? All of this negative feedback is all wrong? Like, what do you mean? That's crazy. Not a single review I read even mentions the characters. Crazy. Exactly. It's because it's all propaganda. It's all agenda-based propaganda, and that's all there is to it. There's no fine print. There's no, fucking... It's that simple. That's basically it. Yeah, it's that simple. Now, some people don't care about pronouns. Gameplay is king. Of course, some people don't care about pronouns. But to say that in a pie chart, that this was not a slice, it's misleading. It was obviously a slice. Of course, some people care about it. Because if you look at every fucking bit of feedback that's on public forums, everybody's talking about it. Most people don't care about pronouns. It's very hard for me to say whether most people care or don't care about something. I don't know, and I probably would agree with you. I don't really know about most. But if I had to say, I think that most people probably wouldn't care either. But what I think does matter is when a video game, and this is what happens, right? So if you look at, for example, hopefully that works. Yeah, okay, that's fine. 12 days ago, 3 months ago. Yeah, there we go. Reveal cinematic. It is... Whoever wrote this dialogue has a promising future as a drive-thru employee. This is probably the most high-quality trailer I've ever seen for a game launch. Star-Lord and the gang from Temu. So this is what happens, right? Is that every person who's undecided abso-fucking-lutely is going to watch a trailer and then look at the... Why do you think YouTube removed dislikes? There have been, like, numerous psychological studies that show that people will change their opinion on something based off of what the mass opinion is. Like, numerous studies about this. And that's why they removed dislikes, is because they didn't want to have agendas that they pushed be disliked massively. And I think it damaged companies' reputations on YouTube, and companies and, you know, people like that pressured YouTube to remove them. That's what I think happened. But anyway, if you actually look at this right here, people will 100% scroll down and read the comments. The idea that the average user who's watching a YouTube video isn't going to read the comments about a game is insane. They absolutely will read the comments. And when the comments said Star-Lord from Temu, Captain Hot Sauce, and the Guardians of the Fallacy, I copied your homework for the 10th time simulator. I'm sorry. This is a really bad advertisement. People watching on YouTube on TV don't care about comments. The majority of people watch YouTube on mobile, and they watch YouTube on their phone, on the phone and mobile, right? On their PC. Yes, people watch YouTube on TV, but the majority of people are watching it on their phone and on their PC. How do I know this? Well, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I run a YouTube channel, and I've done this for quite a while, and so you can see where these views come from. There's a very, very minor amount of people that look that way. And so I think that that's the case. Also, people write specific comments for likes it's going to receive. Yeah, of course. What does this have to do with pronouns? What I'm saying is that if you look at a lot of the feedback for the game and you don't look at any of the reason why that feedback was taken into consideration, I think pronouns is just simply one manifestation of this problem, right? It's like a hydra with a bunch of heads. It's simply just one head, right? The point is that public consumer sentiment is absolutely an indicator of whether a game will be successful or not. There is almost like... Can we think of a game that everybody thought was going to be terrible, and then it turned out that it was actually really good on release, and everybody was wrong? Can we think of a game like that? Pal World? Who thought Pal World was going to be terrible? I don't think anybody thought that. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. Like Helldivers 2? I feel like Helldivers 2, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Metroid Prime? Yeah, that was such a long time ago. It's hard to even compare that. Hogwarts Legacy? People were super excited for Hogwarts Legacy. What I'm saying is like a game that had, like, for example, like Concord had very, very negative reception. Like Pal World had people saying it was a Pokemon ripoff, right? Which it was. But I think that like a universal negative reception, people were intrigued by the idea of Pal World. No one thought Pal World would be bad. They just thought it was more copycat shit. Yeah, exactly. Borderlands 3. I thought Wukong was going to be a scam when the trailer first came out. Does that count? Well, no, not really. I mean, I think it's fair, right? Especially back then, a lot of Chinese devs didn't really have a lot of credibility, so I could see why people would believe that. Yeah, definitely. But either way, to judge that public sentiment doesn't play a factor in consumers making decisions, I'm sorry to say, it absolutely does. It 100% does. It's crazy to think otherwise. We need to make these happen. Labor of Love Award. The 2024 Steam Awards. Can I vote on this? It's 2023. Can I do it? I'm gonna do it. This is 2023. So no, it's not out yet. Yeah. Okay, that's too bad. Bro, if we could do this, this would be the funniest fucking thing. 4chan troll moment? Yeah. By that time, there's no way Concord's even gonna be in there. So yeah, I don't think so. Steam Awards are more like meme awards. They are, but it's still funny to see it happen. So yeah, worst game of the year award. As I said, we need to have something like that for video games, man. We do. Games journalism in 2024. Black Myth Wukong, 8, and it sold 10 million copies. Concord Review, 7, and it sold dozens of copies. So, my favorite part about this, why did this get removed? Why would you remove this meme? I see this. Oh my god. It had 11k updates and it got removed. Why? Why would you get rid of it? That's crazy. What are the mods doing? Yeah, IGN hasn't been a good source of reviews for at least a decade. They sometimes have good reviews. I don't think that's always true. Based on what I'm saying, Concord's sitting at a 6 or a 7. Yeah, I guess not. Man, gaming scores don't determine sales. They should. If gaming scores don't determine sales, then what do they determine? What purpose does a gaming score serve if it is not to inform the customer? That's it. These scores serve to these scores exist to serve customers. So if they're not doing that, you have a problem. Do you see that Black Myth Wukong is getting 2 DLCs and a sequel? I did see that. I did. And so my favorite part about the whole Black Myth Wukong drama, I love this. It's the fact that people are saying that all of the sales are in China. That to me is so fucking funny. It's like as if this is like some sort of like different thing. Maybe it's like, so is a Chinese sale worth half as much as an American sale? What do you guys think? A little bit more, a little bit less? 1/4? I think a little bit more. I think about 3/5. Yeah, I think, yeah. It's somewhere around, like, maybe for every 5 Chinese people that buy the game, it counts as, like, maybe 3 Westerners that buy the game. I feel like that would work pretty well, right? And that'd be a good way that we could kind of measure the two against each other and make sure that, like, and I think maybe games journalists should start using this. This is a good idea. Yeah, so like it's basically so like three Westerners would count as 5 Chinese, and then vice versa. Sounds like half? Oh no, I think 3/5 is a great compromise. Honestly, I do. It's perfect. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Somebody should send this to the game journalists, and then finally they'll have a way to look at this in a smart and fair way. We were all waiting on our paychecks. Please bring Concord to the store a second time. God damn, that's bad. Got it on launch. I can't wait to play. What a waste. I ordered the Han Solo bookmark on eBay. It arrived today. This is how it was packaged. It's inside of the Concord case. I emailed the seller to ask why this shitty game was included. Here's the response. That's just packaging material. There's no way this is real, but it's fucking hilarious. This is still funny. Man. That's fucked up, huh? That's really fucked up. Damn, that sucks. A fate worse than death. Actually good? Yeah, I saw this before. This is really fucking funny. Yeah. Oh my god. Concord Firewalk job opening, site 30th versus August 3rd. Oh, God. He's dead, Jim. Man. Well, um, maybe they filled all the positions. That must be why. They must have filled all the positions and now they're ready to go to make Concord 2. That must be it. Yeah. They need to hire a, yeah, they probably should hire a janitor. Something like that. You see the Minecraft movie trailer? I'll watch it soon. I haven't seen it yet, but I will watch it soon. That's it. Honestly, in a way, since Asmon is all about fact checking now, here's the source from the Wayback Machine. Thanks. Okay. Wow. Yep. Oh my God. It's actually real. Real facts. Imagine that. Game bombarded that. Okay, okay. Japan had a. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is bad, man. It's bad. Rip Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm excited to play it, man. I really am. Of course, it's in Washington, capital wokeism in America. I have no idea. But yeah, they literally thought Concord would be a successful game, so they hired them all. That's crazy. Oh my God.